Let's face it, you can work your butt off, put in crazy hours, and still get nowhere. So what's the catch? Well, the truth is, no one cares how hard you work. And it makes sense. Most people believe that hard work equals success. It's an almost automatic assumption. The harder you work, the more you should earn. Right? But here's the thing, it's not about how hard you work, it's about how much value you create. In fact, you can work 80-hour weeks and still struggle if you're not providing something people are willing to pay for. And worse, you might be working harder for the wrong thing entirely. I've studied business administration and traveled to over 100 countries, seeing firsthand how different industries and cultures approach work. And the one thing that stands out is this: it's about delivering value, not just clocking hours. Let me explain to you why this really matters. We live in a world where people believe the harder they work, the more they should get paid. And while hard work can be important to get things done, it's not the deciding factor for how much you earn or how successful you become. Here's why. The result is what matters. The outcome of your efforts is what everyone else truly cares about, not how hard you work to get there. Take mowing the lawn as an example. If I hire you to mow my lawn, I don't care if you do it with a fancy lawnmower or spend hours with a pair of scissors. What I care about is that the lawn is cut and looks clean. That's the result I'm paying for, not the method you used or how hard you worked. In the same way, when you're offering a product or service to others, your clients or employer aren't paying you for how many hours you put in. They're paying for the value you bring in. And yes, even if you're paid hourly, it's because the employer assumes that you're delivering a certain amount of value during that time. The higher the value you provide, the higher your hourly rate is. For example, if you're working in sales, you could spend hours every day cold calling prospects, but if you're not making the sales or providing valuable solutions, your hard work won't pay off. What matters is that you're delivering results. If you can deliver high quality results faster and more efficiently, you'll be far more valuable than someone putting in more hours but less productive effort. Now, does this mean hard work never pays off? Not at all. Hard work can lead to more success if it also increases the value you provide. If you're a salesperson, making more calls can lead to more deals. If you run a business, putting in extra hours to improve your product or service can attract more customers. The key is that working harder only matters if it results in better outcomes for the people you serve. So effort alone isn't rewarded, value is. Now let's talk about something that comes up a lot if we discuss income inequality. Why is it that some people, like Jeff Bezos for example, have billions, while others, like teachers or nurses for example, struggle to get by? Let's take a closer look at this situation. People often claim that billionaires shouldn't exist, pointing to this example of a nurse working her butt off but barely making enough to live, while Jeff Bezos sits on hundreds of billions of dollars. It feels unfair, right? But here's the thing. This isn't about some people taking from others. It's about how much value they provide to society. Think of the market as an exchange. If you provide more value, people are willing to pay more for it. And that's how wealth is created. The bigger the value you provide to society, the more you can earn. So let's break this down. The nurse is helping people in a direct and meaningful way, while Bezos is known for Amazon, a company that, for many, has revolutionized shopping. Jeff Bezos didn't just get rich because he worked harder than anyone else. He created Amazon, which has revolutionized the way we shop. Millions of people around the world use Amazon every day. And think about it, when you're making a purchase, you're not just exchanging money for a product. You're paying for the convenience, the value Amazon provides to you, and the infrastructure it built. In this case, the value Bezos has provided is enormous, and that's why he earns so much. Now, let's talk about the teacher or nurse. They provide incredible value too, but on a different scale. Teachers help shape the future, nurses save lives, but their value is more localized and individualized. While their work is incredibly important and deserving of compensation, it doesn't have the same broad reach or scalability that someone like Bezos' company has. Also, people are simply not willing to pay more money for healthcare, but online shopping always gets a significant chunk of people's income every month. And that shows that to the average citizen, unfortunately, the priorities lie on Amazon's side. So Bezos' business model helps millions, if not billions of people. It creates jobs and provides a massive range of services. And here's the big idea. It's not unfair for one person to have a lot more money than someone else when they've created much more value to society. The amount of money and wealth in the world is not a zero-sum game where one person's gain means another person's loss. If Bezos didn't create Amazon, it's not like that wealth would have gone somewhere else or to someone else. The economy is not a fixed pie. When value is created, the pie gets bigger, and everyone can benefit from it, even if not equally. Take the example of building a chair. The raw materials, the wood, the screws, and the paint might cost you $50. But once you've assembled it into a high-quality chair, people might be willing to pay $200 for it. Now, you didn't just redistribute existing wealth, you created new wealth. You created new value by turning raw materials into something people find useful. The zero-sum fallacy is this idea that for someone to win, someone else has to lose. But that is not how economies work. If you build something that people value on a large scale, your reward is proportional to that value. The more people benefit, the more wealth you can create, not just for yourselves, but for others as well, through jobs, products, or services that improve lives. Now, here's where things get interesting, because even though hard work is important, it's not always the thing that leads to success. A lot of people work really hard, but they don't always see the results that they hope for. But why is that? Because it's not just about how hard you work, it's about how effectively you apply your effort and whether you're doing the right things that actually create value. Take Elon Musk, for example. The guy works hard, no doubt about it, probably harder than most. But it's not just his hours at the office that have made him successful. He revolutionized industries. When he built Tesla, he didn't just put in the hours. He saw an opportunity to reshape the entire car industry by pushing for electric vehicles. And it worked. He was applying his efforts into something bigger than just working hard. It was a bold vision that created value for millions of people. But then there's the example of a startup founder who spends years in the garage doing 100-hour weeks, but their business goes nowhere. Why? Because despite the hard work, they didn't have the right market fit or value proposition that people were willing to pay for. Sometimes the right idea, a product that resonates with the market, or the timing of your efforts is the crucial ingredient that makes hard work worth it. The bottom line is, hard work doesn't guarantee success. Elon Musk didn't just work hard. He aligned his work with ideas that brought incredible value to the world. So we've covered why hard work doesn't always translate to success, why value is the real currency, and how the world's wealthiest aren't simply taking from others, but providing massive value to society. It's not unfair for someone like Jeff Bezos to have billions, because he's built something that benefits millions if not billions of people regularly. We also saw how work is not just putting in the hours, it's about the scale and reach of the value you create. And ultimately, the bigger the impact, the bigger the reward. So the next time you feel frustrated about how the system works or how much money someone else is making, remember this: value is what drives it all. The more you give, the more you get in return. If you now want to know why capitalism isn't really the problem, click here. And if you're interested about 6 essential money lessons that absolutely changed the way I see money and the economy, this video is for you. So thank you very much for sticking with me, and I hope to see you in the next one.